We are now live, yeah.
Okay.
We
We're
did that.
live. Hey guys,
Hey.
we're back. We're High Shelf Collective, and we are here again tonight running an event for the Trevor Project. We'll be running a game of PHO, which is a hack of lasers and feelings. So to kick it off and kick it off right, we are gonna start a giveaway in the chat.
Giveaway.
The start of the game giveaway, which is a exclusive copy of the Savage Worlds for Roll20 and a 3 PDF bundle from Arcanist. So if you put in !charity, you will get a ticket to enter, and we'll close that out here shortly after we do some introductions.
I'm so entering too, because Savage Worlds, I mean, seriously.
It's Savage Worlds.
I mean,
yeah,
it's good.
That is like right up there with OD&D stuff, you know.
Yeah. So we have a lot going on for this charity event. First, we'd like to welcome Sam for being our guest tonight. Sam, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and projects that you got going on?
Sure. So my name is Sam. I'm an illustrator that works primarily in the tabletop RPG scene. I'm currently illustrating a Kickstarter for the role-playing account, which is currently ongoing, and that's a pretty exciting project.
Yeah, thank you. So the giveaway info. We have several giveaways going on. We will have 3 main ones tonight, right now, at the break and at the end, so please hang out for those. We also have a weekly giveaway, which for every $20 that you donate through our Tiltify link to the Trevor Project, you get an entry into that. That is a $150 gift card to Drive Through RPG from our friend Ronaldus. So that is an amazing card, or amazing gift. And then Rich, do you want to talk about the end of the event giveaway?
I will start with the RPG $150, because if you have $150 at Drive Through RPG, you can buy all of the original D&D stuff, because they're like $5 each. It's like such a deal. You can't believe how great of a deal it is. You could also buy Maze. You could also buy Cyberpunk. I mean, $150. It's just, that's a ton of money. But anyways, on the final giveaway, deities and demigods, I have from my personal tome of collection of books put up for a raffle. Anybody that drops in $20 at the end of everything, they're gonna like do like a bingo thing. I think everybody's name's gonna get taped to a bingo ball, and they're gonna put it in like a thing, and they're gonna rotate it, and then it's gonna drop out. And if my name's on there, well, we're not gonna pick that. But if someone else's name is on there, they're gonna get this. I'm gonna send them a picture with me from Provenance, and we'll get this book over to them. What's really cool is it has the Cthulhu monsters in it. And they made the book, they published the book, and then the Cthulhu people said, oh yeah, no, you can't do that. And they sued them, and then the next release didn't have Cthulhu. So it's kind of rare. It's kind of I think, Heather, you were saying it's like $250, $300 on eBay. It's a pretty awesome book. So drop $20 in. You may get a book worth $200, because I mean, it's a little crunchy. I mean, there's not like a bunch of writing in it, but you know, it's a book. It's been used.
As we were wont to do back in the day, where we all wrote our names in our
I did not write my name in there. Yes,
it does not. So yeah, thank you, Rich, for donating that to the cause. So for every $20 entered in to the giveaway, you will get 1 ticket basically into that giveaway. So thank you. And who are we doing this whole thing for? This is for the Trevor Project, which is a foundation near and dear to our heart. It helps LGBTQ plus teens get the help that they need during all times of the year, but especially right now. They operate a hotline, many things in order to help teens in need, and we really like helping them. We will always do things that we can for them. Rich, did you want to talk about that a little bit too?
Sure. The Trevor Project, I talked a little bit last night. You know, we've done some work with them in the past, and it's one of those things I understand where it's at and what they're doing, right? And it wasn't until I was just doing a little research and looking at things that I got to their main website. And it was immediately a pop-up that said, if you're in an emergency situation, you press the escape key 3 times, it is going to close it. It is going to delete your history and make it to where you've never been on that page. And that actually struck me a little sad. You know, I'm a father. I got a kiddo who's like 30, and I got another kiddo in college. And in my life, the way I was raised by my folks, God bless them, they just, you are, you just, they love me, right? And I just love my kids, and whatever their conversations or wherever they are in life, I just love them. And that's not the way it is for lots of people. And when I saw that, that's what I thought. That everybody could see that and just be like, oh, it's a really quick way to clear. But I was like, wow, they just don't have that unconditional love. They need a safe place. They need a safe spot to go to learn, to explore, to understand. That's why I'm really awesome about the Trevor Project, because they provide that place, and they do it in a way that you know, I hate, you know, people can check things out and be safe afterwards, no repercussions.
Yeah, which is sad that it's needed, but we're glad that it is out there, very much so. So it's your last few kind of seconds to enter into the giveaway. Get those last entries in there, please. And this isn't the last weekend. We have next weekend as well. Friday and Saturday, we have Morkborg with our friend Scott, aka Zorn, and Dylan. Our guest Dylan will be in that game, and Casey. So come here and check that out from Morkborg. And then Saturday, we're playing Cyberpunk with Mr. Stitz. I want to say,
yeah.
Thank you. So yeah, the charity rolls through next week. We will also have more entries to a third drive-through RPG $150 gift card, and the last entries for Rich's giveaway from DD's Demigods. So Ethan, if you want to close that out.
Who's it gonna be? Oh, it's a player.
Hey!
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 Awesome.
Blair, if you could take that down so that we can give that info to someone else later, appreciate it. As our admin of all the things, thank you, Blair. We love you. But tonight we are here during this holiday season to hunt ghosts and or be hunted by
Isn't that
ghosts.
what the holidays are about?
Just ghosts.
Hunting ghosts? I mean,
Chasing after the Christmas spirit.
It's Hallmark, you know what? It's Hallmark movies and the History Channel. That's the two things. You just go back and forth, and then on Christmas you watch a Christmas Story or whatever that movie is. Yeah, I don't watch movies. I'm sorry. Anyway, so we're playing Paranormal Hunters Organization, which is a lasers and feelings hack. Where basically you got one page where all the information is for both the GM and the player. And we go through that. And I think my players have been discussing a little bit on the side, and I think they might have ideas. So let's just start with explaining who P.H.O is. P.H.O is a group of paranormal investigators who got some money together. What are you doing, Rich?
It's us, the group. It's us.
Who got some money together, and they purchased a van that was used by a pho restaurant. And so they didn't want to get rid of, like, they had the PHO already on the van, so they kept it, and then they covered up the bowl of noodles with like a sticker of their kind of ghost symbol, and they became the Paranormal Hunters Organization. Normally you guys do small town gigs, small time things. You've recently, like, one of your subgroups did some kind of weird thing in the Dallas area that had to do with like the Cowboys. It was very weird. You're not sports people trying to talk to, it was just a weird thing. But y'all are not in Texas, you're actually in New England, Connecticut, as it were. And it hasn't snowed in the north yet, which is odd, and we can all talk about what might cause that, but it is still, it's eerie. It's eerie, but it's Christmas time. And so let's get into character creation. First off, everyone chooses a style for their character. And we have dramatic, scared, aggressive, brave, dependable, or curious. I think Rich might have an answer already. Just want to tell me the full thing? Just tell me the full thing.
Do I get to go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go first.
My name is Dwight Fairfield. I work at Best Buy in the Geek Squad, and I am an aggressive techie because I'm really smart, and I'm a believer.
Okay.
Oh.
A scared techie.
Aggressive techie.
Aggressive techie.
I'm not
Oh.
scared. I know my smoke. Don't try and talk to me about bits and bytes.
Okay. Okay. All right. Ethan or Taylor or Sam, do you want to go next? With your, give me, I guess, your name, your style, and your role. Since that's what Rich gave.
My name is Monty Fairfowler, and I am
Oh,
a
hi,
brave
Monty.
skeptic. My goal is to gather evidence of the supernatural.
Ooh, I forgot to say I want to gather evidence too. Sorry.
Okay.
Oops.
And that was a brave
Skeptic.
skeptic.
Mhm.
I have to change my whole character, so Taylor, you go ahead.
Sorry.
I forgot that I have to have a name. So, chat, what's my name? Help me out here.
Yes, give her a name.
Yeah, give me a
Do
name,
it.
chat. While y'all give me, I'm sure what's gonna be a wonderful name. I think I am a dramatic medium.
Okay.
I am a full-on believer. And I think that I want to convert the skeptics. You
Okay.
know, this is real. Bring your tech in, I'll show you. You know.
Okay. And we're waiting on that name.
Stacy?
Yep. All right.
Oh,
No,
I'm
wait,
thinking
hold on.
yoga.
Oh, Blair
I'm
gave so many.
immediately-
So many. Garfield. Wait, no,
No.
Grumfield?
I like Grumfield too.
I'll be Stacy Grumfield.
Okay. Ethan.
Yeah, my name's Jack Zagans. And I'm going to be a dependable investigator, dependable in the way that a golden retriever is. All right, very dependable. And my goal tonight is to speak to the supernatural, to make contact. So I could prove to all the haters that my brand of investigation is real.
You were investigator was your role.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Love it. Thanks. Two of you, if this were a game that gave out XP, two of you would get an XP for me knowing where you stole your names from. Yeah, I see you, Rich.
That was for you. That was all for you. That was all for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so the third thing that we do is choose a number from 2 to 5. A high number means you're more of a skeptic. You're inquisitive, calm, rational, cautious. And a low number means you are more of a believer, excitable, enthusiastic, quick to act, and intuitive. So just kind of the rolling mechanic. If you're using skeptic, you want to roll under your number. If you're using believer, you want to roll over your number. So
I'm gonna go with a
5,
2.
baby. Or I mean, no, sorry, 2, baby.
Or wait,
Two.
if you're gonna go with 2, I'm gonna go with 3.
Okay.
2. Sam?
4.
Monty's going for the big 4. I saw that right there. I'm going 2 in Travolta style.
Nice.
Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, we can. Sounds wonderful. I'm loving it. Okay. So you guys are in Connecticut during the holiday season. I'm making sure that I didn't miss anything. Just for record keeping, when you want to do something brave or daring, you get to roll 1d for doing the thing. If you're prepared because of your style or your role, you get an additional +D up to 3. Convince me with your wiles of how you should get those extra dice, and we'll see. Really, it's just a bunch of fun. And then if you roll your number, you have what we call confirmation bias, which means you get to ask the GM a question that I have to answer truthfully. So it is a success, but you also get to ask that question. Cool.
Excellent.
Very good.
Awesome. All right. So like I was, before I got ahead of myself, you are in this lovely wooded sort of area where there's so much land that these homes were built on. And because this is an older area of the country, a lot of it has been made into a historical sort of area where you can't really do much with the land. You know, they don't want to subdivision it out. They don't want to do all
HOAs.
these things. What was that?
HOAs.
Yeah. So, but these are definitely older houses that you're seeing, and you're excited because, these are old houses, and you guys know what old houses mean. Definitely ghosts, because what old house doesn't have one. So it's getting close to dark. It's right there on the cusp. As you guys are driving in, who drives the van?
I'll drive the van.
Okay. So you have the van it says P.H.O on it with the symbol. It's in pretty good working order for a van that just made it probably about halfway across the country. But it kind of has that road stank on it, but that's okay. The excitement for what's to come is here. And so you're driving down this dark road outside of town. And you see like people have these really big yards, like lots of room to like roam before you like get up to the house proper. And these are all old houses. They're called colonial style, where they're symmetrical. They're a big rectangle. And you could see that most of them have like a door in the middle, 2 windows on the bottom, or 4 windows, 2 on each side, and then a second floor with 5 windows, and then kind of like a gabled roof. And that's pretty much all the homes in this area. And a couple of the yards have Christmas lights and a few decorations. And as you see, and most people have something, if it's not just like a tree wrapped in lights or whatever. And as you come down the road, almost to the end, you are almost blinded by the amount of lights and decorations that are on this one lawn. It seems immaculate as you drive up to it, Monty. Like the yard, perfect condition, but it also just has so many decorations. The fence that runs the boundary line has lights on it, and what you think might be tinsel. There's a Santa display. There's a nativity display over here. It's all like all there, but also not gaudy. And that's just a real, like someone put effort into all of this. And there's this long driveway up to this house that, as I described before, and it also is immaculately decorated. Lights. It has a Santa's sleigh on the ceiling, on the roof, and the roof even has lights on it, icicle lights as well. It's a holiday thing to behold. And you can see that the interior lights are on. In each of the different rooms, you notice that there's a Christmas tree. And the lights on the Christmas tree, or that room in particular, all seems to be of one or two colors. Just in the way that like they glow out the window.
So there's a Christmas tree in every room. Is that what you'd say?
Basically, yes.
That's wild.
Welcome to suburbia.
Yeah.
Do you think those are real? Do you think they're real trees?
I mean, they'd have to be, right?
I'm pretty sure I saw this house on the ABC show that is the Great Christmas Light Fight. And I think they won in 2019.
Man, like these kind of houses, you have to wonder, why do they love it so much? You know, like what, like, do you think that they're hiding there behind this veneer of Christmas cheer?
I'm just more worried about the amount of electromagnetic interference that we might get, or EI, as the professionals call it.
My friend, at the end of every ghost story, like, you know, there's just an old rich guy. And I'm sure this one's going to be no different.
I mean, we're probably going to meet the old rich guy here in a second. I don't know if you... All right.
I'm going to abruptly park.
So you notice that you like pull up to this driveway, and for my crew, I have posted a picture in the Discord of what this house looks like in the daylight. Sans decorations. And so it is just a straight driveway, and then it has just kind of something that pulls off to the side. That is newer to the house, and that seems to be where the garage and everything is, but there's no problem with you parking here. As soon as you guys start like getting out of the van or even close to it, the door like opens up. The front door opens up, and it's in the middle of the house, and like all the decorations and the bells and, you know, the sleigh bells and everything ring, and you see this lovely woman in probably her mid to late 60s. She has short curly hair that is at one point was red-ish gray, and then maybe she tried to dye it red and it didn't quite work out. So it's in this weird place. It has a luster on it. But she's wearing just like a Christmas sweater. Not quite ugly, but not quite like perfect. And comfortable pants, and she is already holding a thing of fudge for you, and is just beaming with happiness that you're here. And she's like, oh, welcome, you must be from the organization. I'm so glad to see you. Come in, my dears, and she's waving you in even as you just get out of the van.
Yeah, Jack's gonna turn to Monty and be like, "Oh, she's inviting us in for milk and cookies."
I could like eat, man. You know, all this is hungry work. And you notice that Monty's already like almost like zombie-like gravitating towards the plate of fudge.
Oh, come in. I'm Maud. It is so nice to meet you. I looked at Rich and what the fuck?
I'm back. I'm in the van with all my tech equipment. I had to set the scene. I'm in the van with my tech equipment. I got things I'm setting up. I'm getting things ready.
So you're already like out the gate, setting up tech,
Oh,
not letting everybody else do the talking.
we got all this EI. I got to like set some algorithms and I got to like set some waveforms. So everything's going to be good. I'm going to be good.
So Monty, as you walk up towards her, she smiles and offers, like, holds the plate, but offers you some fudge. Oh, I'm so happy that you made it. Here, have some fudge. Welcome. I'm Maud, and you are.
I'm Jack Zagans, paranormal
Oh.
investigator.
It's very lovely to meet you. And sir, and
Like, man, my name's Monty. I guess you could call me a disillusioned former teen investigator, man. And
Okay.
we're here to deal with your ghost problem.
Oh, good. I'm so glad that my call was returned, and I spoke to someone, I guess down in the Texas area. I'm so glad you were able to come up here and that we haven't had snow. Oh, but you must be cold. Come in. And she looks at you, Taylor.
I kind of like walk up and kind of like stumble and like kind of grab my head. I'm like,
oh dear.
Everything about this house is just so loud.
Oh, do you mean, do you have the sight?
Yes, I do. Does it correlate with the amount of lights you have on around Christmas time?
Oh, well, certain things do start to happen around this time.
They don't like them.
Oh, well, come in and I'll tell you about what has been going on here. And she leads you in, and to get kind of a lay of the house, there is just one long hallway that and there's a stairway up. So you're dealing with 2 stories at least. And then there's rooms to the left and the right. And really, since this is just like the way this house was initially built, was like basically 4 rooms up and down. So, and since then you can see it's had a little bit of modification, but not a ton. It still has a bit of how the house was built initially. So you're finding the interior of the actual build of the house is wood of light and dark, well taken care of. Like the banister is immaculate, and everything is decorated for the holiday. Not just Christmas, just the holidays in general. Each room, like there's a dining room to one side, and it has a lovely blue hue to it. Like it's all like this kind of darker color, but still it's all in that vein. And another room is a different color, and so on and so forth, kind of staying in that holiday Christmassy type of color. Nothing too like neon or out there. And you also see like there's a train in one room, like the little toy train that runs around the whole room in one area. And she walks you in down the hallway and into what is the kitchen. It's not a large kitchen. It hasn't been updated for the time. And you can see in the room over underneath this kind of archway that must have been original. There's another room with another Christmas tree and a big TV and a couch and a man sitting on it who has seemed to ignore you completely being here, and is sitting there reading a book. And he also looks like he's late 60s, probably early 70s, completely just concentrated on reading. And he's got glasses on. He's balding a bit. He's also wearing a sweater, but more neutral. If you had to spy it, it might have a snowflake on it, but it's more of a neutral brown. And he's got a blanket over his lap, and he's just reading a book. And she's like, oh, don't mind Benny over there. He's just enjoying his book. Isn't that right, Benny? And he doesn't move or say anything. He just keeps reading.
Monty, old rich white guy. Watch him.
Like, man, I totally was. Like, already I'm getting a really, like, there's treasure under the house vibe from this man.
So she puts down the plate of fudge, and you see next to the plate of fudge, there's peppermint bark also on a plate. If there is a sugary food that speaks holiday, it is sitting here on this counter. And she smiles at all of you. So we called you, or we called you, and she looks at Benny again, who doesn't look back at her. And because we seem to be having experiences, I suppose, in the house, mainly upstairs. Sometimes down here things move a little bit, but it really whatever it is sticks upstairs in the two of the upper bedrooms.
How long?
Oh, well, we've lived here with our children for many years. Our children grew up here. This home has been in our family, like my family particularly, for a very long time, since the 1880s, I would say. Of course, we've built onto it and made changes, and you know how a home grows as your family does. So we've been here for a long time. We're native from Connecticut, of course, in this area. But let me show you around while we talk. I don't want to waste your time. I know you're only here for an evening, and Benny and I, we got a hotel that we're going to. Oh, it's going to be the sweetest thing that we're going to do. Our anniversary, dear, if you know what I mean. She kind of points like at Jack and then kind of smiles at him a little bit, and she's like, come, I'll show you the other rooms. But ask any questions that you want as I show you. Come on.
Like, I got a question, ma'am. Is this is like a heritage site, right? Have there been any plans to renegotiate the designation of this like general area, for like, I don't know, just throwing this out here, commercial development?
Oh, no. This whole area is a historical area. Our house included because of when it was built. And as she walking you back down
What
this
year was
hallway,
that again, ma'am?
Well, we purchased the house in 1880. Well, my family purchased the house in the 1880s, I believe. I'm sorry.
I said, she's the ghost.
She's the ghost. It's the old man. You guys figured it out in one. It's the old man in the front room. And she's just talking to him. It's Sixth Sense. And the house, I believe the house was built in like the first proper part of the house in the 1790s, potentially around there. I think it's been burned down one or two times and rebuilt, as wooden houses were once to do. Of course, yes.
Jack's gonna look at Monty and Stacy and like, you know what that means. Like the house was burned down. Like, you know what that means. Like, we all know what that means. It's a ghost house.
It's a ghost house.
Like, I heard that, man. If you burn a house down and it grows back.
How long have you been experiencing these things? Was my.
I would say that there's always been something a little spooky as these houses are, right? But nothing ever bad or anything like that. I would say in the most recent years, since our youngest moved out completely for the third time, that we have been sensing it more regularly. Maybe it was because it was in what was his room. So one of the problems, maybe he just didn't tell us about it, but I've tried to talk to him and he just doesn't want to talk about it. And I don't know quite why. We have such a good relationship, my son and I. We talk, every week, and she just starts prattling
While she's
on.
like prattling on, can I do some medium intuitiveness to just walk to the room that's the problem? Like, she mentioned the 2 bedrooms, but I just want to just like walk away or like lead the group essentially, as she's just like blah 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 blah.
Sure. I think for that, it's I'll definitely give you medium for that. I think, are you just being like, yes, I'm being drawn this
Yeah.
way? Okay,
Yeah, very
so
much
yeah.
so. Like, making a huge deal out of it too, like silently, but like really pantomiming like everything as.
Okay.
Mhm.
Roll 3. Go ahead and roll 3d6.
Okay. 2, and I want above. That's all above. I got a 3, a 3, a 6.
Okay, cool. Super success. So she is walking you up the stairs, and we're gonna say maybe it's like Jack, then maybe you, then Monty. And so she is just prattling on to Jack about her son. And you actually do kind of like gather yourself and think about it and look around, and you sense something downstairs in one of the side rooms, specifically where the train, like the whole train thing was. And as you go in there, it's more than just a Christmas train. It is terrain. It is like the Alpine slopes. It is decorated in Christmasness as well. And it's a very traditional, like a Christmas scene with a Christmas town and all of those things. But your sense is that there is something here. And when she was asked about where the thing was, she didn't flinch a second. She started taking you all upstairs.
Mhm.
So, but as they get upstairs, Jack, she like turns and realizes that she's just been talking on, and she leads you to the room, same side of the house that Taylor just ended up on, and into what is not the master bedroom, but a secondary one. And it's been extended a bit, and you can see that there's a fireplace there. And given how you saw the house, this fireplace also goes down, has a flue that goes down to the bottom floor. So there's two here, and then 2 on the other side of the house. And she like turns to you and kind of like grasps your wrists if you let her. And this is where things seem to happen a lot around this time of the year.
Jack's gonna feel the bed, like push on it. Is it silent or is it squeaky?
It's silent.
It's silent. He's gonna look around and say, "You say there's a lot of activity in this room this time of year?"
Well, yes. Sometimes I see like soot on the floor around the fireplace, and occasionally it smells like smoke, and I don't know why. We don't have any smokers in the house. Haven't had for years, and so so we kind of get those things in here. Occasionally things are moved or something like that. But this is where we've seen it most of all. And then on the other side of the house, and she starts to lead you to the other side. Rich, sir, Dwight, you have been fiddling with your tech equipment in the back of the van.
Yes.
What all are you preparing to bring into this house that is full with electric energy?
I have a recorder for us to get voice recordings, a box, some might call it a voice box, ghost box, along those lines. Cameras. I got wireless cameras ready to go. I've got heat meters that can pick up cold spots, pick up heat, heat if anything kind of jumps up. It's kind of like an IR fluke type device. Oh, and I have IR cameras in case we have anything that needs to be picked up in different spectrums. So those are the pieces of my puzzle tonight.
Fabulous. And and I'm imagining that, you're getting right to it and you're breaking stuff down so you can bring it into the house and start setting up while the others kind of do their investigation. As you come into the house for kind of the first time, you see the man sitting on the couch, but no one has heard him say anything. Still reading his book. Seems to glance up at you. Kind of his eyes, squint a bit, and then he just kind of harumphs and looks back down into his book and continues to read.
I say, hi, my name is Dwight. What is your name? Because I'm just a very great Best Buy employee. I know how to totally engage people.
He is, he continues to read his book for a moment. And as you get into the higher, the louder part of your talking, I'm, the hard parts of it, he does look up at that and then squints at you again. And then you see him fiddle with something at his ear. And he's like, what, Sonny? What? And you see him play with something.
I just immediately grab his hearing aid and start to work on it. He didn't have a chance. I'm going to roll a dex check. I grab it and I start to fix it.
Okay, roll. I would say that's very aggressive. And as a techie, go ahead and roll 3d6.
Let me go into my dice dagger where I have my dice stored.
Still doing this?
Yes, we are. We will do this forever.
Is that the same sword you had on your belt
yesterday?
You have
your dagger, and I have my dragon egg.
Oh,
yes.
We got dragon egg and dice dagger. A 5, a 4, and a 4, all above my dues.
So you pounce upon this old man.
He's slow. I'm young. He doesn't have the agility I do.
You pounce upon this young man and you rip his hearing aid from his ear, and he just starts screaming, and everyone in the other parts of the house can hear this old man barking out, Maud, the hell are these young people? Now, Rich, you look at it, and you start to mess with it to fix it, and you realize that it doesn't need to be fixed, that it was just turned off.
Need to be rebooted? Flick it on.
Thanks, Sonny.
I slap it back on his ear fast as a jackrabbit.
Thanks. Are you with the ghost people?
I am. And sir, may I ask, what was your name?
Benjamin. Ben to my friends.
Ben, I'll call you Ben then. Ben, tell me a little bit about the house. If I were to want to look for some paranormal activity, where would I want to log that at?
You can call me Mr. Turnbull. Respect your elders, Sonny. My wife is the one that knows about all this bullshit. And as soon as he starts to say shit, you can just hear Maud. Benny, Benjamin, why are you yelling? And she starts, whatever conversation she was having with the men upstairs is totally forgotten as she hears her husband potentially accost gentlemen, which is what she thinks happened. And so she starts just running down the stairs, kind of it's just kind of chaos for a second. And is like, what's going on? Are you Benny? I told you to be nice to the gentleman. And he just kind of and sits back down in his chair, and doesn't turn
as he's doing some of those hand things. I'm gonna totally slip in a high five. Maybe Ben, and slip one in on him. So
the surliest of old men look at you. Like, and Maud is just like, oh honey, I am so sorry. He just doesn't like guests.
Being assaulted.
He just doesn't like, he's just, you know, he just misses our kids and them not being here. Come into the kitchen and have some fudge. The rest of you come downstairs.
Jack's gonna lean over. Jack's gonna lean over to like Monty again and say, doesn't sound like there's a lot of activity in the master bedroom.
Monty just like uncontrollably starts laughing, but completely silently so that he doesn't get caught. Just tears streaming down his face, but no sound escapes his lips.
And by the way, they're all now alone upstairs, right? Maud,
yes.
Ben, and I are hanging out downstairs having fudge.
And Stacy is downstairs in one of the rooms as well.
Okay.
So Stacy, so you're in the train room, as we'll call it. You also, like, as you kind of look around this room, you see that it has a few older pictures in it. Like probably like some of the, you know, first, wow, words just went whoo, right through my head. Do you ever have that happen?
Yes.
Maybe some of the, first like to film sort of like, you know, those type of images, very old, very like first time for this family. And you know, there's a couple in here, like the old gentleman with like the well groomed like mustache turned up at the corners, and just the, you know, the hair just so nicely put together, and you know, differently, those kind of like family pictures, but very old types of men and women and family in here. And you notice that there were similar like on the hallway, all nicely like framed and decorated and well taken care of. And so you notice that like they're keeping that kind of history alive in the house as well. Like just a lot of the house you feel holds on to its roots of being a family home and being old and being kept in good condition.
As I kind of like look at these, can I just kind of like run a hand kind of along the frames of different ones and just see if I get any particular draw to any of the faces in any of them?
Just in this room or throughout like the bottom part of the house?
I would say probably if she heard like her Maud call, maybe she would kind of be doing this in this room and then walk down the hall and kind of look at those two as she headed back.
Sure. As you're walking, you know, doing that, and go ahead and roll me and go ahead and roll a d6, and then your normal, and then roll medium. So roll 2d6.
Okay. One success, and it is a 2. The other one I rolled was a 1.
Okay. So the success you get is as you kind of bring your hand across these, you feel like a cold spot, or you feel however you manifest, you think that you manifest energy off of this one portrait that is 2 women. They don't look alike, and then with a girl standing between them, and it looks like it's in front of what you would assume is this house. They all look like it's those photos where you had to stay very still, so they all look so serious because they couldn't hold a smile because of the way that the camera, like the pictures were taken. But you also see like a glint of happiness in their eyes. It's not like a totally like, they're not emotionless. And so there's 2 women, they look to be about the same age, in their 30s, and then a girl that you assume is probably somewhere between 8 to 10.
I think she'll stop and kind of feel that, like, I like the coldness, and kind of really draw and focus in, and then she'll just be like, like make the biggest gasp she possibly can, and she'll be like, Maud, I need you to come here right now.
And you all hear this while Maud is dealing with her husband, and then this. What are the guys upstairs also doing?
Like, Jack, you know what I'm thinking is that this place was burned to the ground, but you know what doesn't burn super great? Bricks. This could be original structure.
Could be, yeah, the fireplaces.
I mean, it's literally built to withstand fire, right?
Yeah, it's the place for it, I think. You know, in the house.
What is are you getting any readings from this place? Like,
I don't,
you know,
I don't have any of my equipment on me, so I can't really speak to that. At this point, I will say I'm starting to get some goosebumps here. So we might have something moving.
Or a draft.
Either way.
And then I guess we hear that loud gasp.
The gasp. And Maud certainly like leaves that situation, pulling on Dwight as she does, pulling him towards Stacy, and the other guys come down the stairs. What? Oh man, what's wrong? What's wrong, my dear? What's wrong?
I think as they come in, she sees Dwight. She kind of like leans on him, like just putting as much, you know, her weight. Like she's just like, I was overcome with a feeling. Who are these individuals in this particular picture?
Oh, this
she's
is
fanning herself.
She's like, oh, these are old relatives of mine on my father's side. That is Aunt Lori and Aunt Claudia. They were women that old spinsters that took up together and
Lesbians.
had the house to themselves here. And that was that's Laura's daughter in the picture there. Her name's Karen.
What do you
I take that back. It's Christy, because that's just going to make us laugh all night. So Christy, for the daughter's name. Sorry. I was just like, that was what popped ahead. And
Christy, Lori, and Claudia.
Yeah. And you can tell, like, the clothing in the picture strikes everyone to be Victorian. And it's just that the clothing seems to be that. You can't pin down what era it's from unless anyone wants to make a roll.
You know, but I would like to take a look. I'm going to log into my laptop so I can take a picture and then just send it into Google ID. And as I go to type in my password, I kind of just say out loud, free giveaways. And then I log into my laptop.
Oh, okay. So as Dwight logs into logs in to like pull up this picture and figure out where it's from, we are going to give away a random giveaway to anyone that has donated $20 or more, or has made a donation tonight. We will spin that up and we'll get an answer shortly from Blair. And I'm not watching that chat, but
I'll watch it.
Thank you. And I saw that someone caught my wife, which I didn't mean to say that way, but I did anyway.
My
wife. So while that spins up, Rich, you see that the scan goes through and it's like, a bunch of Pinterest hits come up, and Pinterest alerts it to like the clothing.
Rich, you won your own giveaway.
What?
Yay, Rich, congratulations.
We promise the system is not rigged. Everyone does have a fair shot.
Yeah, just get your money into it and there you go. And the Pinterest search that comes back up suggests that these women are wearing clothing from the 1900s to the 1910s is about where they would pin it, which is actually Edwardian dress, but
I don't know.
just that's just for me, and like Ethan knows it is. So
Well, I mean, technically the Victorian era ends around like 1901, so they could still have been on like the very tail end. If
Yeah,
you
they
got it
could have
here.
just like not been with the times.
but you seem like timely ladies.
Very
They were
trend
They
heavy.
were kind of ahead of the times.
They're
to be
lesbians, Monty.
honest.
They're lesbians.
When
I don't
did
know,
you
man.
say-
They look like really good friends to me.
Were you a history major in college?
They were the town called them spinsters. They were just good friends that lived here for a time.
Lesbian.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm getting
Like she said, they
very
were good
strong.
friends.
You're getting a what?
When did this house burn down?
Oh, it went through a few fires over the years. I think maybe like 1805, and then maybe again in 1865, and then was rebuilt. It's gone through a lot of rebuilds and additions. The carriage house that was added on in like the 1840s and has been converted to a garage. And then the balcony area was a change to the house as well. We've gotten more of the yard in the back because the creek back there has subsided a lot since like the 1920s.
Any drownings, deaths, suicides?
Unfortunately, yes, actually the child in the image did not was playing one day and they lost sight of her, and unfortunately was found in the creek.
That must have been very hard on her parents. I mean, these two friends.
Yes, I heard that the family history says that they took it very, very hard, of course. But yes, that's who they are. They were in the house for some time. That was owned by Lori's mother, or Lori's father, excuse me. And you know, we have like some old Bibles and books, and you know, just those things that you keep around that my kids swear should be like digitized or whatever that means these days. But we have them around, you know, because we're proud of where we came from.
Are they kept in this room?
In the room with the train room?
Yes.
Or, some of them are, and then there's some upstairs in the snow room, the other chimney I was trying to tell you two about. That we get sounds and wet footsteps up in one of the other rooms upstairs where the other chimney is. I call them soot and snow because soot.
That's very cute.
And so we see there's other things up there, and you hear from behind you, Benjamin just harumps again at it, and he's like, you talk about this, I'm gonna go get the car ready so we can go to that thing with you and Natalie, and he just kind of like gets up, and you see him walk over and pick up like his keys from an end table, and you see that like what it's kept in.
Walk up to him too while he's doing this.
Like what it's kept in is like what it's an old ashtray, like ceramic like ashtray where each corner could hold 3 cigarettes. And now it just looks like an old like it just keeps change and wallet and keys and stuff. And as you walk up to him, he like doesn't look at you, and then he just kind of side eyes you. Yes, ma'am.
You don't believe in any of this, do you?
No, this is a bunch of horse shit. Benjamin. As soon as
May I take your hand for a moment?
Is it gonna help me carry stuff out to my car?
If you would like, I could.
And then she like puts his hand around your hand and like pulls you towards the car.
We're going right now. Okay. I want to just really focus in on this individual and his aura and see if there may be anything clouding him, maybe any sort of attachments to him that could cause this grumpiness. I'm really wanting to get a read on his spiritual environment.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 2 dice for this one. And also, I didn't let you ask a question the last time, so we'll let you ask a question here. So,
okay, let me think about my question. Hold on, let me think of a question. That one went off the table. That's a 3 and another 1. I'm gonna stop rolling this die. But one of them's a 3.
But you still succeeded.
Shame that dice. Put it in the hall of shame.
It's going back in the egg. I'm
Um,
gonna use a Jake dice.
well, Jake dice.
So pretty.
This man's just a grumpy old man. Like, he doesn't believe in any of this shit, and he kind of is just like allowing his wife to do this thing. You assume because it shuts her up, in his opinion. You can tell, you've looked at the other pictures here. These folks have got to have been married 40, 45, coming up on 50 years or so. So this is a gentleman that has put up with his wife's shit for a pretty long time and is just like succumbed to it. Right. But you're holding his hand, and he's like, once he gets out of the house and into the garage, you can see him kind of just go like, God damn, it's loud in there.
It is very loud in there, both visually, spiritually, and
just yeah. See, I spend a lot of my time out here, and you see it's like a shop. There's 2 cars parked here, and then like the third bay of these garages is like a workman's shop, where there's tools impeccably hung up on pegs, on a pegboard. Dare you, if you were to look too closely, you might see that they have been traced to meticulously put them back.
That's beautiful. I approve. Quite approved.
Yeah, and so there's perfectly kept like storage containers, and you see like different things that you would just assume, like different types of tools to do hobbies with that one would do out in the garage. And he's like, this is my place. And the yard, all that, my place. Like, she does whatever the hell she wants in there. I stay out here.
Very much. I understand you don't believe in any of this, and obviously by way of my job, I very much do. But I think that your general outlook on life and making things separate in yours is protecting you a little from these incidences going on in this house, and this room is very quiet, very nice. Do you think, if it is okay with you, if at any point during the night I get a little overwhelmed, I could also hide out here for a little bit, settle my mind?
Oh yeah, just don't touch any. Don't
I
go
would
over
never.
there.
It is absolutely perfect in here.
But of course, I mean, I don't know what you guys are gonna do. I've seen some of those shows before. I know you turn off all the lights, and please God, turn off all the lights. You know how much I pay for electricity during this time of the year? Like,
I can't imagine, especially with the faulty situations with the fire pits. Not pits, I'm sorry, places.
Yeah, she's always talking about the damn fireplaces.
And you've never seen these footsteps? It seems like a very odd occurrence.
No, I've not seen any of the footsteps. I've not smelled any of the smoke that she talks about. She talks about smelling cigarette smoke all the time, and ashes down the chimney every once in a while. I don't know. I think we have a leak up in the other room. I don't know what soot and snow BS that she's always talking about.
You check the flu.
Man.
Gestures to tools.
Man.
I'm from the South. I don't even have a fireplace in my house. It never gets cold enough for one.
My Maud loves Christmas. She's always had a big Christmas. Her family's always been very much into it. We've been very much into it, much of our lives. And now, last few years, she started to decorate every room in our house with Christmas. And it's not just Christmas, it's Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day and every day. And so I stay outside a lot here and in the yard. All the yard work,
it's gorgeous. It's very nice.
It gets me out of the house.
You can understand, how you're feeling just with the general visual loudness and busyness is reflected tenfold in energy as well. Just sympathize, empathize, both.
Yeah. Also, your friend in there, you might want to tell him not to be so damn grabby with people.
That might be a losing battle, but I can try.
Ripping hearing aids off of people's.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And don't let him dare whisper that he fixed my hearing aid to my wife.
Sir, I will make sure he keeps his mouth very shut.
Thank you.
And your faulty hearing aid can stay faulty.
I thank you so much.
Hearing.
If you'll excuse me, let me get her stuff into the car and get her out of the house, because I am sure she is talking the ear off of the other kids that are here.
I would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Also, this room obviously don't touch, but we are free to kind of rummage around the rest of the house as part of our investigation. Yes.
I don't see what's any different from you and the boys that my daughter brings home every once in a while, and might as well.
Oh. Maybe they're coming down the fireplace.
That's one of the stories about this place.
Really?
Kind of like he's like starting to like open up the trunk of the car. Yeah, I'm sure Maud is gonna tell them or whatever, but it's a real stupid story about this lover, I guess, of some woman that lived here, scorned love and Romeo and Juliet bullshit.
Yeah.
And he came down the chimney, and that's how he met his lover every night. And then they're saying one night he got stuck up there. The father found out, and and then they sent her
story
away. Up in that room that my wife calls soot.
I see. Is that where the cigarette smell is, or is that somewhere else?
He kind of clears his throat a little bit. I don't know where she smells that cigarette smell, honestly. She just says she smells it every once in a while.
Well,
but
so I appreciate. Yeah, I help with whatever I needed to help grab.
Yeah.
Like, you have a wonderful evening, and for what it's worth, I think the yard and your garage are impeccable, and the house is lovely but very loud. But it is lovely what y'all have done with it.
Thank you. I'm sorry for startling you earlier, and I thank you. I'll get my wife out of your hair so you can do whatever the hell you're gonna do.
Thank you. It's a lot of.
Yeah, you just come out here if you need to get away from all that.
Thank you. I appreciate you very much.
But not that boy. That boy, not that boy.
My secret.
Okay.
as will be the hearing aid.
Monty and Jack and Dwight, y'all are in the house. Maud keeps talking, and the story, it goes back and forth, right? Sometimes you get what you think is a piece of knowledge. Other times you realize that she's actually talking about her kids. But she is there to, like, she's finishing packing up. She keeps bringing out food for you guys to have, and is like, he has some of his beer in here. If you want to drink that, just get it out of the, just take it with you if you want. I won't say anything. She puts out some like cheese and crackers. Like, she's really just like being very grandmotherly like to you, but she answers any like questions that she can answer while y'all are in there.
Monty eats like at least minimum half of everything this would put out.
Oh,
What?
Question.
Your question.
Is the little girl one of the ghosts?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Go on.
Mm-hmm. I would say, as it is confirmation bias, your bias to the situation says there is a child ghost in the house, and it would be that girl.
Gotcha. And that's the train room.
Yes.
I'm feeling that's the wet one.
Yeah. I know it's not the wet one. So the train room is its own room. The snow room is an upstairs room with the fireplace.
That's right. Snow and sit.
Yep.
Cool. How's that going?
Jack and Monty and Dwight.
Do we have all of our gear here now?
Yes.
Okay.
I have everything. I'm in bedrooms. I'm just setting things up in these spaces that you guys have been talking about. I've moved into this space. I get my cameras in place. I got my spirit boxes all ready to go. We got more equipment than we know what to do with.
Accurate.
I don't know. So I think Monty's going to go investigate the snow room.
Okay. And what, Jack, what are you doing?
Are they still here? They're still here at this point?
We're kind of like finishing out where Stacy is talking to Benjamin.
Escort them out.
Yeah, Zach's gonna make sure they're out and then come back in and start flipping breakers. We gotta get this place quieted down. We gotta get it quieted down. Probably leave one on. Like I'm sure there's probably like some exterior plugs, that we can use for anything that needs to be plugged in. But everything else flipping off. We got to get all these lights off.
I bet Dwight has a generator we could use.
For sure. Yeah, that's going to mess with any EVPs or electronic voice phenomena. So we need to make sure that we don't have too much ambient noise going on.
All right. So you're going to find the breaker also. I'm going to say it's in the garage because, whatever. And, it's a big house, so there's a lot of breaks. There's a lot that need to be turned off. While
Just
you
glad it's not fuses, honestly.
It's been updated with, yeah.
You'd be surprised how many houses don't get that treatment. You'd be surprised.
But Monty, as he goes to do that, and Dwight finishes up with the electronics, you go up into what is the snow room that she calls it, and it is another bedroom. This one it's also like a guest room, but this one's smaller. So it's smaller and connected to a bathroom, and you can see like it has a chimney that is or a fireplace that has like a mantle on it, and there's stockings, and then there's like the thing that like the break the little wall partition that you put in front of the fire. And it looks clean. It doesn't look like anything's been burnt in it in a very long time. You do like, you can like take a closer look at it if you want, but you don't really see anything out of ordinary in this room. It has been decorated to the theme of the snow room. So it's got a lot of like white and silver colors in here and gold, looking very much like a winter wonderland of a room up in here.
Can I have brought Dwight with me?
Sure.
All right. I'll be like Dwight, man, do you have any of those like night vision goggles? I want to look up.
Oh, do I? Not only night vision goggles. That's for Tom Clancy Rainbow Six. What I have is an IR Sony 5012. You take this camera and you hold it up and you're going to see everything you need to. Just remember to keep the eyepiece on your left eye. Trust me, left eye only. And I hand over the camera.
You know, we already like bought all of this stuff, man.
Oh, it's great stuff. I just can't help but explain it every time we want to use it. I know.
Yeah, I know. Like, anyway, so I'm gonna take the camera and like look up the chimney to see if there's any sort of obvious structural damage or anything like that. Water damage.
Yeah, roll. I would say
roll there's gonna be no damage because it's a ghost.
Oh God, what do I roll for that?
Go ahead and roll skeptic, and so 2D.
Sure. I got a 1 and a 6, so 1 success.
Okay.
Oh, it might be damage. There may be no ghost here, guys.
It's just straight damage. Random snow just falls and kills you. No, you do like peer up this, kind of lean in and peer up and look around. It's a standard brick chimney that's been here for a while. As it sounds like you don't actually need the like night vision to see that there is dampness on the like just the exterior part, like so there's like the chimney, and then there's like the actual exterior part. There's some sort of like water dampness on that seems to be seeping from the brick.
And correct me if I'm wrong, it hasn't been snowing or anything in the last little bit. Has there been any kind of like rain or anything?
There has been. It's been right at that temperature range where you almost but don't quite get snow.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
And if I look down, how is it connected to the other floors?
It has the magical contraption that lets smoke go up one floor to another floor without getting into the house in the standard way.
Okay. Which we are all, of course, familiar with.
Absolutely.
That was a very magical way of explaining that. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Please, with your imagination in this game of imagination,
Now,
imagine science.
I know that there's like a certain sect of people that are favor the unorthodox configuration, but I prefer the standard personally. Can we?
I'm literally surprised my husband hasn't yelled something from the other room at me. but feel free.
I think I'll turn to Dwight and I'll be like, I don't know, Dwight, what do you make of this? What's the play here? Do you think it's buried gold? Is there some kind of secret Declaration of Independence copy in here? What do you think?
I'm looking up through this chimney and I'm seeing what you're seeing, but I'm not seeing anything that's going to reflect to create the idea of any noises or smoke. I got my sniffer right here.
I think the smoke was in the other room.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not seeing how this could have an exit point to create smoke in the other place. You know what? I think we need to check the camera rolls later. I think we might have a ghost in front of us. This house looks really solid.
All right.
Can I like walk in the room while they're doing this?
And they're
'Cause-
upstairs. Yeah, they're upstairs.
Yeah, because I've heard the story now of
Mhm.
the guy. When I walk in, I'm like, guys, I think I know what's going on in this room. And I think it's another surprise giveaway.
What?
See it.
A
What?
random giveaway just in this room?
In this room. So
Man, this whole
random.
house is
craziness.
lousy for giveaways.
But also a man
That's
died in that chimney.
amazing. And a man died. What? While we take this moment to gather for the random giveaway, I need to actually do a donation. I forgot. Sorry. Real quick. Let me just.
Real quick.
And by the
everybody.
way, as she's doing that, I want to know all my cameras are set up. I've got GoPros, I've got IR cameras, I've got spirit boxes handed out to everybody. I've got everything in place, all hooked up to a wireless mesh network, and we are set to go for gathering of details.
You know what? Could
Did
you
I have
roll
a name for this guy?
for what?
For the ghost or for the guy that died in the chimney?
Nah, he didn't know.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, no, he just thought it was a funny, stupid story.
Gotcha.
You roll.
Yeah, Rich, can you roll one for techie and like your normal regular one?
Oh, so only 2 die.
2 die.
All right, well, let me pull the lowest one out, which actually I'm not too sure I want to do because I have a 2.
You could just
5.
re-roll them.
I don't want to re-roll. I got a 2, 5, and a 6. They are freaking awesome. All right, let me just grab 2 dice.
Sorry.
A 4 and a 4.
Okay. Your number. Okay. So you notice in your Best Buy-ness that techie-ness that their Wi-Fi not protected.
Oh, whoa. Is it a WPA network or does it just literally have no password?
It has it is the minimal, it's the most minimal of security.
It's a WPA. Guys,
And
this could
Password
be
is admin.
anybody coming into this network and providing anything at this point.
I
and
think it was
you notice
Nighthawk, the winner of our giveaway.
Hey, Nighthawk. Congratulations. He would come in here and steal their Wi-Fi to play his games. You notice also, Dwight, as you realize, no, how they have kids that are in their 20s and 30s. How dare they do this? You notice that in handwriting is the like login details for the modem, like just written, and it's a feminine handwriting.
Bod.
And it's there, so you can connect directly to the Wi-Fi if you guys need it tonight.
It's like a 35 long, just like general
no,
code.
it's not. It's like the name of like 2 of her kids put together.
Oh, well, hey, at least she was savvy enough to change it. My aunt still has just the stock one that like Spectrum gave her. That's like 35 letters you have to like try and put in properly.
It's just like they're both named Chris.
Yeah.
Username tech.
Yeah.
That's what mine was.
Okay, so the equipment has been set up in the house. The lights have all been turned off. The noise has stopped. You didn't know it just because it was so visually startling, but there was music playing this entire time. You had Christmas. It was just like classical Christmas music. Luckily it wasn't like your pop songs.
The kids version.
But you realize that it's like
Kids Bop Christmas.
it's visually quiet and like actually quiet from a sound that you didn't know was there. And for like Jack, you swear you can feel that you don't have like that buzzing in your head. Like, you know, you get that sensation, and you, Stacy, definitely like that like that little buzz that was there is gone for the moment.
Yeah.
I make my way to the music room to see if anything's playing out of that space or whether it's some type of weird psychic background noise.
Okay. Go ahead and roll, just roll one die.
But I did legitimately tell them the backstory of a guy dying in the chimney.
Yeah, let's circle back to that in a second, because I want you to actually explain that. 4. You go to look, it's not just a singular room. A couple different rooms had music playing.
Okay.
From like old like still working tape decks.
Oh, so there's actually devices that are playing the music. It isn't just in the air.
Correct. Yeah, there were actual radios plugged in.
I can actually find an item that was, we killed the breakers, still had batteries.
Or was plugged into the actual power. Yeah.
Okay. So it's not like there's some ghost playing music.
It could also be ghost playing music.
Well, I start turning those things off. Back to you guys.
So you guys gather after, so they leave. Ben gets her to leave. She has left you with a lot of food. Feel free to take what you want from the pantry or the thing, you know, whatever. She's like, feel free to do that. And Benjamin gets her out of the house, leaving you guys alone, and the opportunity for Stacy to retell what she found out from Benjamin. Which I'll allow you to do.
Pinpoint 2 of our ghosts in this home. It seems that one, the little girl, Christy, who had drowned in the creek, she seems to like the room that has the trains currently. And then up in the soot and snow and soot room, that one, there is a tale that Mr. Benjamin told me about a star-crossed lovers, Romeo and Juliet type situation where the gentleman caller would come crawling down the fireplace, and one day he got stuck and Daddy found him and lit him up, supposedly. That seems like an odd coincidence, seeing as we have footprints coming out of the fireplace. So I would get, if I had to guess, I would say it's more likely him than Santa Claus.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a sandwich. Does anyone want a sandwich?
Yes, my blood sugars get very low.
Jack's gonna cross his arms so that his biceps kind of bulge in his really tight affliction t-shirt. I'm gonna say I think
I know what show you're talking about.
I think a really good place to start would be maybe with a little provocation. Really get the ball rolling here. I'm a little concerned we have a child ghost, and those tend to be demons.
I don't think this
tend to disguise themselves as demons.
I can get the demon feel usually, and seeing as there is an actual death of the child. I could be wrong, but I'm not feeling demon quite yet. But if you provoke it and, sheds its skin, then I guess we'll learn. Or you could hurt a poor child's feelings.
Yeah.
If with that kind of being said, you're an investigator. And what I think is like, you've been looking around, you've been listening to Mod, you've been doing all those things. So if you could roll 2d6.
Is that for believer?
Believer.
Okay, so I rolled a 2. And a 1. So I get 1 success. And it's a confirm. I think, what was my number? I don't even. I
Your
rolled a
number's
3.
three.
Oh, I have no successes.
Oh, sorry, bro.
Okay.
I don't believe that
What
much.
you kind of like your eye, like your demon, I'm thinking demon, children, ghost, like mocking of the Trinity. Like,
Mm,
and you're not, you haven't seen anything that has like red, three marks or three,
yeah.
like
Nothing scratched me.
anything like, yeah, like you haven't been scratched yet.
I haven't started telling the ghost to go fuck himself either. So
Fair,
that could be
fair.
real.
But like in like, you don't see like any rooms that are like set of 3 or also. So, which it could be, hey, either way, right? Like that could be they're letting them in, or they're not.
Could be.
So, I think that right now would be a really good time for us to go to break.
Ooh, you know what that means?
That means it's
Giveaway!
time for a giveaway.
Hey.
Hey.
It's in the chat.
So if you enter !charity into the chat, let me flip.
Oh my God. I want
You will
that.
be entered in to win from our friends at Raven's Desk a copy of a physical and digital copy of the game Vert, which we have friends in High Shelf that played that game for a while. Our good friend Mike R. So that is part of this giveaway. And then we also have from Pinnacle the Deadlands Weird West VTT, which VTT is a great tabletop system to play on. That really it really brings in like animations and things like that.
Was
So
that for
that's, like, really
Foundry?
Oh yeah, VTT Foundry. Sorry, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. So that is part of this giveaway. So what we're going to do is take about a 5 to 10 minute break. We'll let the giveaway run. And when we come back, we'll continue this little adventure we're on.
All right.
Excellent.
That was great.
All good? All right.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon.
And bye.
Earth below me.
Right. Hi, everyone. We're back. Rich is about 3 seconds away from just getting us demonetized. Because of copyright claims.
Oops, sorry
And
about that. I know I sing so good. It probably
it sounds
like all
just like them.
Yeah.
So you got a few minutes more, little bit more to get into the giveaway of our prizes for our break giveaway of the Foundry Deadlands stuff for our Weird West Deadlands from Pinnacle, and the physical and digital copies of Vert from Raven's Desk. We are raising money for the Trevor Project, which is a foundation that helps LGBTQ teenagers that in preventing suicide. And we did receive a donation earlier this week that I wanted to read to everybody. It says, "What a great cause. I have a 20-year-old who is bi trans woman. She has been out for 8 years and is the strongest, most confident, beautiful soul I know. I couldn't be more proud of her. So thank you for bringing awareness to this." And that really fills our hearts with joy. That's what we want to do with this, with our charity. And that is something that all of us here at HSC strive to just be allies in the best ways that we can. So we have the charity event ending tonight. We'll have one more giveaway, or after this one ends. If for every $20 that you enter, that you donate to the Trevor Project through our link, that will get you one entry into winning our weekend's prize, which is a $150 gift card to Drive Through RPG, given to us from our friend Ronaldus. You can buy so many things there,
Like
so
this.
many PDFs. You can get Thirsty Sword Lesbian.
Mine's
Print on
under my
demand.
computer holding it up right now.
Whoa. You can get physical items from
Yep.
Drive Through RPG.
They do print on
I
demand.
swear to God, I've only bought PDFs ever.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll do like
Hey,
color or
PDFs.
black and white.
Yep,
That's
PDFs
awesome.
are a
Depending on the
great
product.
deal. Yeah, great deal because they are a little more inexpensive. That means you can get more stuff But if you like having that physical book, like
Oh,
I
yeah.
know that a few of us play a couple of games where we want to, just like Ethan did, hold up the book, give it a tap, and like, this is the shit, right?
See how many I have from track.
So yeah, so we will be picking a winner for that later this weekend and getting that information out to that person on Monday. And then next weekend we will have a similar giveaway for every $20 gets you entered into another $150 gift card. And all of that together, all of that being said, you also get entered into the Deities and Demigods original D&D book, limited run, as it were, before they got almost sued. Right, he's going to go into the trains and out of the trains.
Cthulhu,
We don't know where Rich ends and the trains begin.
we don't.
Whoa,
But
Rich,
yeah,
come back to us, Rich.
he's
I
gone.
just-
He's gone to the plane
I did not
of the
realize
elder.
how much fun virtual backgrounds can be till right now. This is just awesome. Okay, back to the game.
We'll
Sorry.
miss him. He's with the trains now.
Yeah.
he's gone to the train.
He's with the train.
So please stick with us through that. We have 2 more events next Friday and Saturday, and we were very happy if you will come join us there or join us on our Discord. We're happy to have more people in the HSC community. With all that being said, Ethan, we can close the giveaway.
Boom, close entries. And the winner is GunmetalDraws.
Oh,
Sam!
that is awesome. I'm
Okay.
so happy.
Guess who's running the
know-
next game?
Yes.
I know I said that it was not rigged. I'm now no longer sure if that is true.
No,
Look,
no,
I'm just
no.
clicking the buttons. I have no idea.
Yep, it's all
I do,
RNG, big beat.
I do love putting people on the spot that's like, oh, hey, you just won something. That means you got to run something. So
Yeah.
maybe
I'll
come
run
back
something.
and I'd love to play in a game with you.
You gotta
mean-
run either Vert or Deadlands.
Or your
Ooh.
own game.
Is this what you just want? Or your own game?
Or your own game.
Yeah, that's right. I do
Yeah.
have a
You can run your
Allegiance and
own
Feelings
game.
pack myself. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. And it is very lovely, and we enjoy it incredibly.
speaking of which,
Me? What?
You have one.
like
Oh, yeah. Speaking of the game P.H.O that we are playing, which is also a laser and feeling hack, available for free wherever you want to get it from. HIO, actually. Anyway, you get Sam's there too, in case you're curious. You guys, the 4 of you are in a darkened house. The yard is also dark because you flip the breaker and everything out in the yard is off as well. And you have kind of the run of the house as just like a general description. Basically, it's a hallway, staircase up. Bottom floor is 2 rooms, like an office and another like seating area sort of room, or dining room, like an actual dining room. The office room is the train room, as we have started to call it. The other side of that house is just one long living room into kitchen. And then upstairs, you have on both sides, you have 2 rooms on one side, 2 rooms on the other. There's bathrooms and other stuff. There are kind of additional wings, like there's like a little addition that they made that goes out to like a deck, but that's not original, nor did like either person mention that there was anything going on out there. And then there's the garage area. So but you're basically in a rectangle with some room, with square rooms, like, like so yeah. And where would we? You're standing there at the door in the darkness. Well, kind of, because some of you have night vision and cameras and flashlights, I assume. So where would we like to start?
Jack, do you have an idea of where you would like to start?
So we have 3 rooms, is what we're looking at in here. make sure we have our static cameras there, keeping an eye on those rooms for sure. Does everybody have their
Is there
digital recorders
something-
going so we can pick up our electronic voice phenomenons?
The EVPs.
EVPs, as they call them. Okay. I mean, you have your own sort of way of going about these things. I have mine. So should we split up to cover more ground, or maybe, take turns, split? How do you feel about it?
Oh, I usually work better a little more away from other people's influences, and you are quite a large influence. Um, I do also, I thought about it as I don't think I realized the first time that when the smoke talk, I was thinking fireplace, but it's cigarette smoke. Do you have something, Dwight, that can pick up any sort of maybe heat signatures or things around this old antique looking ashtray here?
Interesting you ask. Fluke has some great gear. So let me just set up on this tripod one of my wireless Fluke meters, and let's see what we pick up. In addition, I'm going to run back out to the van. I have a sensing device that picks up millions of particulates within the air. So I could set that to a smoke setting, and let's see if we actually have any particulates in the air that it can pick up. So off to the van I go.
He runs out to start getting that very fancy gear he's talking about. You see in the ashtray, it's like, coin, loose change. You see a book of matches in it as well. Like the old ones that you would get from like a bar, right? Like back when smoking was like way more acceptable.
Way cool. It was way cool. Come on, I'm a boomer. It was way cool back.
It was way cool when I was in my
was.
teens too. Yeah. Which don't smoke, kids. Don't smoke. Rip. But yeah, for those that may not know, bars used to have like matchbooks that they would hand out. Because advertising. So you see a couple like those in there, and but otherwise it's just a plain dish. And so if you're staying downstairs, Jack and Monty, where are you guys going?
I think I kind of want to stick close with Jack, just because I don't believe really any of this is going on. But if there's like some actual, devices set up to mimic the effects of a spiritual event, I think that Jack will inadvertently pick that up, and then I can be like, oh, okay, it was just like some cameras in the walls and like a smoke machine or something like that. So I'm just sort of ready right there.
You're just following Jack. You're just like, I am
Yeah.
documenting your idiot.
Well, it's not like I don't, I'm not like judgmental about it. I just also have my own personal convictions that so far, every time it's been a old rich guy that has been trying to exploit either property or something.
Yeah. I think
so much.
I think Jack wants to start in the soot room.
Okay.
And really just try to provoke the spirit if it's there. So he's gonna go in and start saying, hey, so I don't know your name, but I hear that there is a spirit of a dead suitor that likes to spend time around here. What you like break it into girls' rooms? Is that how you get your kicks? You like climb down the chimney and break it into girls' rooms? That's not cool, man. It might have been cool when you were around, but we're here in the future, and that doesn't fly anymore. Maybe at one time a woman might have wanted you in here, but not anymore. Not anymore, man. You got to clear out.
Yeah, you're kind of talking to the darkness here. And you feel the hairs on your like back of your neck, on your start to rise, and the goosebumps on your arm, and like you get this just like you're standing near the chimney, kind of, you're not quite sure where you are in the room, like it's dark, right? But you feel cold, like something passed by you, or just a cold spot happened on you as you're talking to and beseeching the spirit that you think is in this room.
Yeah, and he's gonna turn to Monty and say, I'm gonna take it up a level.
Like, yeah, man, like really give it to the spirit, like what's something that old people hate that we can talk about?
Young people.
Talk about, oh man, like get your TikTok.
Yeah.
Damn, shooting, they call me Big Boomer.
Yeah. So Jack's gonna be like, I see you like to put some footprints on this really nice hardwood floor, probably original. Why don't you put a footprint on my butt if you're so strong and you're really so angry? And yeah, just really, show me the business.
Like, man, what's your plan if he's like not much of a fighter and more of like a, like a lover?
Well, I mean, it seems like he was a lover, but maybe after being burned to death, he might be more of a fighter.
All right, man. It's my personal opinion is
what
that
if
getting burned to death doesn't make you better at fighting. But
what if the ghost? What if the ghost is the dad who killed the dude?
Oh, weird. And he's just like hanging around in his daughter's
room? He's just hanging around to make sure nobody else gets in the daughter's room.
Ooh.
You guys hear footsteps or what? Tapping on the ground in the chimney. You hear some sort of tapping.
Do you hear that, Monty, or is that?
I do. What are the odds that Dwight has somehow climbed down the chimney to set up a camera?
They're not zero. Yeah.
One of the other things that I've equipped everybody with is a personal ear device. And at this point, we can all chit-chatter between each other. I am not in the chimney. We did use the camera, and I have this photo from inside the chimney. But yeah, I'm in the van, bruh.
I would say, I would like to know from, well, all of you, the reasoning for why the earpiece does not mess with the EVPs.
I need somebody to listen to the recorder.
Say again?
We got to be able to listen to the recorder.
Okay.
And I feel like one radio earpiece is different than 5,000 twinkle lights.
Hey, fair. I just needed to know what the reasoning. Like, I'm sure that this isn't your first rodeo, so like.
And we use those every time, right? So we would know
if there was a battery.
What those are giving off. Yeah, we'd know what those give off.
Everything's based on an RF frequency. Like at the 600 megahertz range, it's illegal currently. The FCC has banned that area. So what we do is we run in a certain range, and then when we run this material post, we can actually pull that segment of megahertz out, and we get our clean hearing.
Okay. What do you think, Sam?
Like, it doesn't matter because none of this is real, so we can have as many devices as we'd like.
Sam.
No, it's Monty.
I'm sorry. Monty. It's so great to have you on the team.
I like to think I keep the team grounded.
Yeah, I think Jack, like, hearing that is going to be like, Dwight, do we have anything on the cameras in the soot room? Do you have anything on any cold spots or anything like that? We got some sounds coming out of the fireplace there.
Like, is there a possum or something in there?
Did you put a camera in the chimney specifically?
I gave an IR camera to Monty. Monty, You used it to look up the chimney. Did you
The
take it
snow
out or
chimney,
did you
yeah.
Yeah, the
leave it
snow
there?
chimney. I would have taken it with me.
The snow chimney. Did you bring it with you?
I did.
Okay.
Like, all right, I guess I'm going to stick this up in here and see what we can see.
Oh.
All right, so I'm going to just kind of like awkwardly get on the floor so that my back is on the floor so I can like stick my head and look completely vertically with this
God damn,
camera.
does this sound
This
safe?
whole conversation's getting spicy.
So you shimmy your way kind of past the stockings of different sizes that are on the mantelpiece here, accidentally hitting like the bells on something, like on one of the stockings. Now you guys are pretty much in darkness, so out of nowhere you guys all hear jingling bells, Monty is the only one aware that he may have hit something to cause the jingling of the bells. So you get,
Kringle.
So there's bells.
I have left the van and I'm running to rooms to check out if those players are turned off or whether they're still playing.
I'll pipe in and be like that might have been me. I did hit some like jingle bell stockings on my way into this dark city chimney.
So you point I think you're pointing the IR camera. You're at one of the cameras up there.
Yeah.
It's a dark space that has been modernized in the way chimneys should be modernized to keep them safe. But something that you do notice now that you're like, oh hey, this chimney wasn't completely clean, is that there's a cigarette butt here.
What?
And you're like, gross, but like,
I pick it up, I taste it. Like, I don't know.
You put it in your mouth, Monty. Monty, you
tell
put
you.
it in your mouth.
Sam,
how am I
that's
gonna
not even a
taste it?
Monty thing. That's just Sam. That's gross. In this time of COVID, in our year of the Lord.
Like, dudes, I got a cigarette butt here, and it's like the tobacco in it is like pretty old. I don't recognize it from any of the brands that I've sampled.
Are you sure? You know, it might seem like a Marlboro Red.
It might be a Marlboro Red, or it might be like some hand-rolled thing from a million years ago.
You know what? You don't know.
That's a pretty big.
I'm gonna taste it again.
I think he should roll for this. I think this is a roll. This is a roll. This is a knowledge check.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Sam, why don't you go ahead and roll brave?
Yep.
Because that's disgusting. And how about skeptic, because you're kind of in a skeptic sort of.
All right, so I'm rolling 3.
And yeah, you want to roll.
I got 3 successes, and I got 2 of them were 4s, which is my number. So I have two confirmation biases and 3 successes.
Oh, bitch! You're gonna know exactly what cigarette this is.
Yeah,
when it was made.
Okay.
Oh, bitch.
Oh, bitch. It is a more modern cigarette. It is not hand rolled. It is definitely the filtered cigarette butt kind. Maybe now that you're like more familiar with the thing that you have licked, it's not completely smoked. Like it was put out maybe halfway through and discarded, down the chimney. You have you got confirmation bias. So what question may I answer for you?
How long ago was this cigarette lit?
This cigarette was lit sometime within the past 2 months.
Sounds like Benny has a little smoking issue on the side he doesn't tell Maud about.
Yeah, but like, why would he bother smoking inside? He has like the entire backyard. Right.
He
So
don't
I
tell
found
her
this.
a lot.
on the cigarette butt. I have ascertained that it is lit in the last 2 months or so, judging by like the decay of the tobacco. Kind of like a little carbon test I developed in college.
It's like CSI.
Yeah. Otherwise, you notice that like looking up that the chimney is covered. So nothing like birds or anything can't get down it, or animals or whatever. So it's definitely has that kind of like mesh covering, and like it's capped. But it, with your successes, you can see that like it still has like space where little things could fall through, no matter like how well built it is to catch most things.
Like, I feel maybe this was dropped through the top and it got stuck on the way down. It's only partially smoked, so maybe whoever was smoking it like was distracted, set it down, and it fell through. I don't see any ghosts here, not that I'm surprised by that, but somebody may have been on the roof.
Do you think somebody's smoking cigarettes on the roof?
I'm not ruling it out. Let me double check.
What's that even mean?
I can tell this cigarette was dropped from an altitude of approximately 10 feet.
Oh, he has to roll for that shit. Oh, no. Monty, you're a guest, but by God, you got to roll for that.
Got 2 confirmation biases. I'll let it pass. I'll let it pass.
Yeah, he does.
Only because I need this cigarette bit to be done.
I discard the cigarette butt.
But yes, you do ascertain that it was most likely pushed through the chimney from the roof. This cigarette butt. You still hear tapping,
Very strange.
Jack?
Is it coming from like where Monty is?
No.
No. Where's it coming from?
The window that looks.
The window?
That looks out over the backyard.
I'm gonna turn. Do we all have like handheld cameras? Like, what's the situation here?
Oh, yeah, man.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah. I'm gonna turn
All
my
the
camera
gear.
towards the window and see if I'm getting any like cold spots or anything like that. Kind of like make my way over.
So you've been in a lot of old houses,
Yeah.
right? Like, and you know that a lot of old houses are not insulated well. Like, because you've known to discern that, like, oh, this is
Asbestos.
just a cold spot because of that. But this
Mhm.
house is very well insulated. So that's at a normal range.
Gotcha.
You can make out Monty on one side of you, and you don't really see any other cold spots. And as you kind of look out this window to the backyard, you can see that there's like no real like trees that would hit the root. Like branches have been trimmed away, so nothing would hit the outside of the house. Here, and then just as like the front yard, now that you're kind of looking at it, like the backyard is pretty expansive and very well manicured and taken care of too. But you also notice that there's no fence line in the back, that
Gotcha.
there's just the creek
Okay.
back there. But you don't really get a sense of where, like you hear tapping every little bit, and you think it's here, but then you hear it behind you. Like there's not like a place where it exactly is happening at.
Yeah.
And it's not like
very
constant.
strange.
It's just like
It's very
you're kind of just hearing it.
Yeah. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna just give the backyard a cursory sweep with the old infrared. See if there's any like obvious shadowy figures standing in there or anything looking up at us.
The infrared or the heat, like the heat one?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And I'd probably like
roll-
open the window to make sure that I'm not just getting like any reflection off the window. Kind of make sure that that's like
Okay.
getting good.
Why don't you roll an additional one for your investigator?
Okay. So I got 2 6s.
For believer, sorry. You got
2
what?
6s. 2 6s.
Okay.
That's 2 successes, I think, because believer's over, right?
Yeah, believer's over.
Nice.
You're scanning, the yard itself doesn't seem to have like anything and luckily it's not like the light show that the front yard was. You do get like a weird heat signature over by the creek.
Heat signature?
Yeah, like there's something that's different from the other. Like you can tell the water because it's like kind of a different color as it moves. It's colder. And it's not like bright. It's not like, reaching into your purple ranges, but it is kind of in your oranges, light reds. And it's just kind of in one area.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna over the radio be like, Dwight, we got some kind of heat signature in the backyard. It's probably like a woodland creature, because ghosts are cold, but this is warm.
I got everything recording to the drives back in the van. Let me grab my spotlight. I have an LED flashlight that does 55,000 lumens, and let me go see what I can find out there.
Did you get that at Best Buy?
Spotlight.
Did you get it at Best Buy with your discount?
Oh yeah, I always get all the great discounts.
So this is all going on. Stacy, what have you been up to?
I am in the train room, sitting on the floor with like some toy, maybe like a teddy bear or something, and I am concentrating real hard on the energy around, and I am calling out to Christy to see if she will come have a little chat with me. I should be like, sweetie, I know it has been quite busy in this house this time of year, but I would love to have a chat and see why you're hanging around, darling.
Go ahead and roll medium for sure. So roll 2 die.
Okay. That's a 4 and a 4.
Okay. It takes some time, and you hear the guys upstairs like going back and forth and talking, and there's a cold spot or there's a cigarette, but you hear all this stuff, and all the trains are off and everything in here is quiet and calm, and like there's this teddy bear in front of you. And you feel something to your side, not looking at you, not maybe there's acknowledgement of something there, but you see one of the trains on the track, like a couple of the cars like move a little bit, like not a lot, but like maybe that it was just like a trick of the eye,
right?
But you kind of see like movement of the train, of like one of these little trains.
Christy, darling, I brought you another toy here to play with as well. I would just love if you. I have an ability that a lot of people that are in this house probably don't. We can see each other and have a good conversation. I need you to trust that I'm here to chat with you, because I'm sure it's been a while since someone has, and just keep like sweet talking and trying to like not move, not be any like, just very much like, he's a sweet child, hopefully not a demon, come talk to me.
So you have this toy, this like teddy bear, and you know that it was given to you by Dwight, right, as one of your ghost hunting tools.
Is it a mannequin?
What it is a motion sensor in the teddy bear that Dwight like rigged together and got, right? And what happens is, if something comes within the motion sensor's range, teddy bears, like it's a Care Bear, right? Like the Care Bear light comes on, right?
Yes.
Woohoo!
Um, and you're sitting far enough away that you know that you're not disturbing that motion sensor area.
Mhm.
And you're talking to the air, and you hear and see the motion light go off, and then everybody hears kind of the more aggressive like beeping, that there was like something upset by, upset the motion detector. So everybody in the house hears that. And then like it was there for a second, and then like it stopped.
Mhm.
But like, yeah, everybody kind of heard that beep. And then there's kind of like, it's quiet again, but you don't feel alone. It's just quiet.
Chrissy, let's play a little game. How about you did wonderful touching that bear? Can you do it once for yes and twice for no? First, just simple question. Are you Christy?
So in the backyard, Dwight, you went out to the back to look and see what was going on, right?
Yep.
So it's a pretty expensive yard. The lights outside don't come, the electrical plan for this house at this point. The lights that were on motion sensors in the backyard do not come on. So you have your big flashlight and you're kind of running around in the dark.
Yep. Trying to stun somebody.
And so you go back out to the creek, or near the creek, and you hear the water kind of, gently flowing through what is now a remarkably low creek. But you can tell that as you shine your flashlight over it, that it was once, the erosion shows that it was a much higher creek at one point. You see the trees and you hear the rustling of the wind. You don't hear any animals at all. You don't hear owls. You don't hear like a coyote or really anything. It's just the stillness of the night, a light breeze through the trees, and the little babbling of the creek.
I go to my headset and I go, witching hour, and I send that across to everybody.
And it is the witching hour.
Yes.
So it's quiet out in the back. The Monty and Jack, you heard the noise of the motion sensor going off. And you're looking now out the back, and you see out the back window, and you see Dwight with his flashlight get to the creek. And you see his heat signature come up on the thing, or on the sensor. And nothing changes. Like that one reading that you had that was high is no longer there. And it's just the normal kind of color that you would assume for an outdoor location, and then the heat signature of Dwight.
Did this heat signature just kind of like move off like a woodland animal, or it just disappear?
It just disappeared.
It's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Like, do we have a floor plan for this place?
Oh yeah, I have 3D modeling. Just look at your communicator or your pad. Everybody has an iPad.
Get your tricorder out.
Yeah, I flipped into the wrong game. Just look at your iPad and I got a 3D model already all set up. You can totally check that out. And if there's any open spaces, you'll be able to see.
All right, so I'm going to open my communicator.
Oh my god! The nerd is strong with this one.
It's just a thing of screwdriver bits, but it'll do.
Yeah. But you know what? It worked great for the gag.
Yeah. Like, all right. So is there like a crawl space or something in this place? Like any kind of like structure between roof and like top of the of this room?
Yeah, there is like an attic, a short-ish attic. I mean, it's large enough to have like gables on the roof. So
like, Zach, man, like maybe we need to check out this attic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe it wasn't like the roof, maybe it was the attic that this like cigarette butt that I threw away was dropped from.
Could be, yeah. Let's climb up there. Let's see what's up.
Okay.
How do we get up there?
Is there like one of those like little like latch things you can pull down? It's like stairs go up, or is it just like, okay, so it's like,
yep, it's in the hallway. It's in the hallway where the stairs come up at. And it's like you pull it down and it's like stairs that walk up.
All right, so we'll do that. Like after you, man.
All right. Yeah, so Jack will go over and pull it down. And as the stairs kind of slide down, there's like, scratched onto one of the stairs, random giveaway.
It's a random giveaway. All right, so while we wait for the random giveaway machine to go, we get the stairs pulled down. And a reminder that $20 gets you into the random giveaway, the weekend giveaway, the end of event giveaway. So, support
$20
the
gets a lot of
20 bucks
mileage.
gets you a lot of chances.
A lot of mileage.
Good value.
You pull those stairs down and you see those words, and it must mean something cryptic. And you also, like, as you like look up the steps, you see like 3 things of tinsel hanging down at like
she did the attic, man. Like what?
Like it's what
That is
like,
confusing.
it's what Jack, you see it, it's just like right, it's like a sign, like 3. There's 3
Demons.
things of red tinsel hanging
That
down
could be
right where
demons.
you can see them when you look up.
Like it could, or like maybe it's just like a lot of energy that maybe once was taken care of in one room, just kind of like, spreading out into a bunch of hobbies.
Could be, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not convinced yet. I'm gonna be real.
Like
But
we definitely got to go
These
up
are the
there,
signs.
though.
We do got to go up there. All right, I'm gonna push forward.
Now, does
get
like
that attic.
this, based on the map, like connect, between like both rooms?
It covers the whole, there's no like
the
broken
whole
upness.
top? Yeah, okay.
It covers the whole thing. Yeah. And it's more than just, it's enough to hold weight. So it's like, the rafters, and then like board over it enough to hold weight, but not like any man to like jump up and down on it or anything, like stuff can be stored up here. You just don't want to like put a lot of weight in certain places.
Right. Okay.
Mm.
Like I want to go and like see if there's any like where the chimney comes up. Like I want to look and see where that is in the what would correspond to the soot room.
Yeah, so it does come up through here. There's no like access like in this attic area to the chimney. Like you can see the brick, and the brick looks fine.
Like there's no holes or anything in it?
No, there's no holes in the brick here.
Interesting. Are you getting any like readings, man?
I'm gonna check my EMF detector. See if I'm
So
getting any.
You play it. The EMF detector is the
Yeah.
electronic one, right?
Electronic magnetic frequency, yeah, and see if I'm getting any spikes.
You're not getting any spikes up here.
Yeah, I'm also using it incorrectly, like they do on TV, where I'm walking around and waving it around, which is not how these work.
It does like go up in certain places, but nothing conclusive. Like you've seen it do this before.
Like I hold it next to a bunch of wires and it goes up, and then I hold it somewhere else and it goes down.
And you're like, "Ooh, what's over here?"
Yeah.
Bad wiring.
I am now that I remembered that I had this clipped to my belt. I'm gonna say I'm not really getting anything up here, but I'm gonna go set this down next to the fireplace. See if maybe we can get some readings.
Can we get up to the roof from here? Is there like a hatch up?
There is, yes.
Like, all right, here we go. Hatch up to the roof. There were steps on the roof. I think that's like maybe where we heard some stuff. I think maybe we can go up there and maybe we can even keep an eye on Dwight.
All right, you go up to the roof. I'm gonna drop this off down at the fireplace, and I'll see if it sounds like there's a go. We'll see if we can debunk this.
All right, I'll head up to the roof.
All right.
Okay, so it is another similar access, but this one appears to be more secure. It's supposed to be like locked, but the lock is kind of hanging open right now, and it's like very well insulated, very much like matches with everything, and it's another pull down, and you pull it down, and you kind of go up the steps, and you're basically at the top of the roof where it angles down on both sides, and this is a brief flat area, like not big at all, but it allows for the snow to still like go down, so you're still kind of like a bit teeter-tottery. It also doesn't help that there is a set of reindeer and a sled, almost, but not quite full size, but plastic, very white, looking great, up on here, kind of limiting your movement, and you see like, and then all these decorations of like lights coming down the whole area, and it's not wet up here or anything, there's no snow, but given the time of year, it's probably been traversed a few times to like get stuff up here.
Like, all right, so like one of the chimneys was wet though, but it's dry up here.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Can we see Dwight from up here, or can I?
Yes, you can see Dwight shining his light on the creek, maybe blinding you with his flashlight. I don't.
Stun!
And you roll
Dwight,
a fall
what
off.
the hell, man? All right, I roll a fall off.
No,
I got a 4.
I'm kidding.
It's a 4 save.
Yeah. So yeah, you can see Dwight. You can see him, and we're gonna hold on to that and go back to Stacy. So you got the one reaction, and then you asked. Your question again was,
if it is Christy that I'm talking to.
So it takes a little bit of time, but it does light up again and make the sound just one time.
That was very good, honey. Now, are you happy here?
Again, it's like a stunted amount of time, right, before anything happens, and it's like small, like, but it like goes off, but it's a very short period of time.
Just once?
Just once.
All right, I feel like this is taking up a lot of your energy. Let me ask you just one more question, if you don't mind. Do you want to just stay here, honey?
There's like, it's like, it's 2 hits, but they're quick, but like not very powerful. So you still all hear the beep, but it's like, but the light itself, which also comes on, is not coming on like full. Like, you know that when like something gets in this range, it either is on or it's off.
Mhm.
And that's not what's happening here. So, but
So it's just very, very weak.
It's very weak. And like there was 2 like touches of no.
Dwight, are you still running around the backyard?
Yep. Just checking, looking for anything out of order.
When you look around the creek area, I'm having a conversation with Christy here. And, I'm not getting much of a strong signal. Maybe she's hanging out there a little more or more attached there.
I run down to the creek immediately.
Okay. You do that. Monty's up on the roof. Stacy is talking. Jack was going back down to.
I'm going back down to the
soot room,
the
right?
soot room, yeah, and see if I can put an EMF down there and leave it for a while. See if we get any.
So you're coming back down the stairs from the attic, right? And you're walking back towards that room, the soot room, and you see something pass in the doorway.
It's camera up.
So you see it like you camera up. Your camera was probably already up. Like you're
Yeah. I mean, it's probably a little lower than it should have been, you know, because you get like a little lazy with it, but like it's fully.
Yeah. So you saw it with your eyes, and you're like, but you don't see it again. You don't see any other weird darkness. But you go back and you like quickly like relook at your footage as you are wont to do, and the footage kind of shows like that there was like a movement in the darkness along the entryway to this room.
Was it colder or was it warmer?
It was colder.
Colder. Okay. Yeah. Jack's gonna be like, okay, I saw you move there. Is there anything you'd like to tell me? Some communication. I have an electronic recorder going right now, so if you say something, we will be able to hear it later. I'll just wait and give some silence.
And you don't hear anything with your ears, but then you see like the EVP or the recorder like light up that one thing has been recorded.
Yeah. And then gonna ask like, okay, I see that maybe you're talking. Can you tell me your name? And then wait. And then like just do that with like a few more kind of questions just to see if I can keep this going, but give.
Yeah. So, and this isn't a fast process, right? Like at all.
Completely forgot that Monty's on the roof.
Yeah. Totally forgotten.
This is an EVP session now. This is a live EVP session.
Yeah. You're listening and like, it's very quiet and staticky and like you have to like record yourself moving, right? And then you are listening back and you kind of hear this like, God.
I have no idea what that was.
It was.
I don't have any helpful subtitles on the screen to tell me what that said. Right? So to me, it sounded like nothing.
Right. So in your, I'm a ghost and I'm a ghost hunter and I listen to these things all the time and my mind is preoccupied. You heard Claudia.
Claudia.
That's what you put the whisper together to.
Okay, gotcha.
One of the mamas. I mean, the friends.
Claudia.
Spinsters.
Claudia, I saw downstairs you and your wife. Is there something you would like to tell the family today since you're here with me now? Like maybe they should be a little cooler about your identity, maybe a little bit.
You hear another whisper that after you replay it several times, You think that it makes out Christy.
Christy. Okay.
And then like a final whisper, or like you kind of like this one, you don't, it's not on the EVP.
Oh, God.
It's not on the recorder. It's on the recorder. You hear it. You hear together. In case that cut me out, I said together. I was like, that probably didn't get cut, but
Sounded good for me.
I got it. That's so sweet.
Together. Okay. It's powerful stuff. As an investigator, this is some pretty powerful stuff. Yeah, I think now just covered in like goosebumps is just kind of gonna radio over to Dwight and say, Dwight, I've had some communication happening here. We're gonna have to back in the van, we're gonna have to clean this up. But I heard something. I think I've been talking with somebody here. I think these ghosts have a story to tell.
Also, Monty is still on the roof.
Monty's also still on the roof. Yeah, this is going over
down from here now, or like.
Oh, are you still up there?
Yeah.
Oh, why were you up there?
Like, I wanted to see if there were any evidence of like somebody like being up here, but guess what? More Christmas decorations.
Oh, so somebody was up there.
Something else that you do notice up here is a pack of Marlboros.
Like, I got some cigarettes. I'm gonna taste one to make sure it's the same as the one that I found in the chimney. Yeah, it's the same.
So, and the way that you find this pack is like, you're kind of like moving around so you don't A, fall off a roof, but B, knock these like decorations over. And you can see that this pack of Marlboros, it's not just like random. Like, it has been placed in a specific spot so that it can't be knocked over by knocked loose by the wind. And that it is, so it's like stuck into this corner. And it definitely, like, the flashing of it or anything cannot be seen by any side of the lawn of the house. And when you pick it up to like test, like to do your test on it, you also like find on the back of it, so normally there's like plastic wrap around a pack of cigarettes. And so like it's been loosened a little bit, and like a thing of matches has been stuck into like that part of the Marlboro pack.
Same bar matches.
So and it's just kind of like put over there out of the way.
Like maybe like the son just like went up here to smoke and was like trying to cover it from his mom.
No, the only adults that live in the house are so the only adults that live in the house are Benny and Maud, or Benjamin and Maud. And from what she was relaying to you guys earlier, no one from the family has been here for about 6 to 9 months. And
sounds like Maud is sneaking some cigarettes.
Yeah, it sounds like Maud is smoking. She's got to have it. Honestly, I'm impressed that she got up here and put all these decorations up.
Could also be Benjamin.
Yeah,
it could.
Yeah.
But I like it better.
Benjamin's domain is outside.
Yeah.
Maud's, because it's quiet. Maud's domain is inside.
Yeah, and also Benjamin being like, "Oh, I don't know where she was smelling cigarette smoke." But yeah, Jack's gonna come over. Do you relay all that about the cigarettes and stuff over? Yeah, Jack's gonna come over and says, "Looks like this house is haunted by the living and the dead."
Stop.
Are you just quoting the show now?
Yeah.
The gun show. Yeah, we see the gun show. We see it.
Man, why are you always like looking off to the side there, like you're talking to somebody? It's really off-putting, dude.
You're on the roof.
Look me in my eyes.
You're on the roof.
We're in the total dark.
It's in the
What are you
dark.
talking about?
Look, there's no big camera crews following us around.
Oh, my
I'm glad that I got that swallowed before you said
Like, obviously, man, like that's a super weird thing to say.
okay, so
I'm
Dwight,
coming
you're
off
like
the roof.
another guy like filming everything from the like window.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Bald.
you got a stalker. What a weird, dressed
Dwight,
up like
what are
a
you doing
Hey,
outside?
everybody. Here for the YouTube channel.
What are you doing outside, Dwight? Rich, what are you doing
Oh.
outside?
I am checking things by the creek. What do I see?
So you see a very shallow creek. The trees and stuff line the creek. And down a little ways, you can see where there was once more prominent curve to the creek wall, but really doesn't, it's not that impressive as it may have been one day. You also see what was like a little, a couple of trees fallen over. Not too big, but about the right size for this area. And they look like they've been fallen over for a long time.
I'm picking up nothing of interest. I head back to the house.
Okay. So Dwight heads back to the house. Everybody is back in the house. And I would say gathering perhaps in the train room to discuss what your findings are.
Yeah, Jack's gonna present his EVP evidence, the electronic voice phenomena that he recorded upstairs, and specifically share those with Stacy to see if this lines up with anything that she may have detected down here. So notably the Claudia, the Christy, and the together.
Well, I was talking to Christy down here. That does make sense. Claudia was her mother. The voices, does it seem womanly or does it seem child?
It seemed like there was
Whispery
no tone.
Static. Whispery
it
static.
was pretty whispery static that like if I guess Monty's thought on it would probably be that's just some shit moving around, like
Yeah.
So like that's kind of the
Yeah.
what once he tells you what it says, you definitely hear it.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, that would make sense. She said she is happy enough here, but she doesn't really want to stay. So I'm assuming she wants to go back and be reunited with her mother. I can only imagine a small child being stuck in a home by herself for hundreds of years is not fun. Any idea maybe on how we can help her do that?
It's not really my I'm gonna be honest, it's not really my special. We could tell their story.
I can do maybe some sort of seance of sorts and help guide her spirit to the right place. It will need all of our help, though. It's definitely not a one-person job. I'm gonna need to feed off of a little bit of y'all's energies.
Like, I'm gonna make another sandwich then, because that sounds like a lot of work.
Would you grab me some fudge as well? I'm getting a little shaky.
All right, I'll get you. Can I get anybody else like anything in the kitchen, man?
Yeah.
Maybe a peppermint bark too. That looks rather good.
All right, I'll just bring a selection.
There we go.
It's just a selection of
I don't
stuff.
need
Like,
after 7 p.m.
charcuterie.
So
Like, all right,
Are
man.
you intermittent fasting?
I mean that, and it just it all just sticks with you. Anything you eat after 7 p.m. So it's bad for my digestion.
Like, also too, I mean, like my own personal beliefs aside, like just so I'm following the logic of what we're doing here. Do we know like that the little girl spirit like does not want to remain here, correct?
Correct. She said she was not happy being here.
And like we got like Jack's thing about like, you know, Claudia and like Christy together. Is that like what we have to do, or like what is preventing like these spirits from leaving? Like maybe she's like, I don't know. Again, my own personal beliefs aside, like maybe the mother is like, you know, keeping her here or whatever, man.
Oh, I mean, it seems that cigarette ghost is not actually a cigarette ghost.
It's like actually Maud probably.
Yeah, it seems like she is just hiding her intention.
Maybe we just don't mention that one.
I think so.
Maybe that remains a mystery.
Did we decide
That seems like
anything
it
or
caught a
figure
lot of
anything?
marital strife.
Yeah. Did we figure anything out with the fireplace? Because if that's just some poor boy who got lit up by an angry daddy, I don't think maybe there is a ghost. You know, the mother may be still around.
I mean, it
Doesn't
might be
seem
a good time for the techie to maybe like try and look up some history.
I think I shall hit the webs. I'm going to hit the interwebs. That would
How
be.
many dice did you just
I rolled
30.
2 dice. I rolled
29
2
wins.
dice. I rolled 2 dice, and guess what? They were both twos. Twos.
Okay.
That's your number.
Which is my
What's your
magical
number?
number.
Okay.
Which
Cool.
from my angle, it looked like all of the sides of that dice were 2.
Well, they are. I have
they're
a
just-
special. I have a special all 2
Try.
dice.
Nice.
He's been waiting for years to use it.
Yeah.
This was the
For
game.
just this
Finally.
one time.
Yeah.
Okay. So you like, all right, you know, you're not normally the historian, but you know how your way around Google.
Yeah.
Right. So you look up this town, you look up, old stories of wives' tales and whatever, and like it's Matrix style, right? Like all the numbers are going so fast, and you're looking things up and looking all this.
No. I put on my Oculus Quest, and I'm like totally working.
Oh, you're in the web.
I'm in the.
He's
web.
in the
In the
web.
metaverse. In the metaverse.
I'm in the meta. Doing it.
He's doing it. You find an old article that states that this house number, so 33, on a different street, there is a story about a house fire. You find that there's the house fire. It mainly took up the side of one part of the house. Along with that article is mentioned that there was a gentleman suitor seeking time with his lady love, and he rescued her from that house. And they, what a happy story it was that he was there regardless of situation and was able to save her. So happy story there. You find that. So same house number, different street, fire story. And then you're looking through the archives again. That was kind of an older, that was like, and these old towns in New England, they keep all of their records from forever ago, and they've digitized everything. So that story was like from, I don't know, 1825 or something like that. And then you find another story that is, talks about the owners of this house, as Maud has told you about. And it states that so-and-so's daughter, who has recently turned 43, has welcomed a long-term friend from boarding school to her home, both in their older age, and together they have adopted a child that lost their family in some sort of just like fire or local, just badness that happened during the 1880s, 1890s. And so you find that things were questioned about this, but it was just two spinsterly old ladies, as this article puts it, that chose to do a good thing and bring in this daughter. And then sadly, also looking up this address, you see that their adopted child passed away. So you kind of get a history of like how things might have like come together in a like, oh, it's a different house number, but like we remember it wrong because the story's been around forever, and a weird game of like of telephone over time. Yeah, historical telephone. So so that's what you're finding out while Monty is going to the kitchen to get you guys food to prep for this ritual.
Yes. Of course, I relay all this information to my team.
Mhm.
Well, I'm in the kitchen, right? So I'm just like looking around in the fridge, and I'm like, all right, like what do we got here? Like purple stuff, Sunny D. Oh, a random giveaway.
Oh, random
Yes.
giveaway in the fridge.
It's hidden in the fridge.
In the
Back there where you
fridge.
forget about it behind the milk.
I crack that,
Uh-huh.
take a good long swig of that delicious goodies.
A delicious random giveaway. And
Love it.
we'll get that info in a minute. You crack that thing open, you get it, you go. You bring back some sandwiches for the crew.
Like just hoagies, like big ones.
Right, yeah.
Nice.
They were prepped. They were prepped. Like she made like, midnight lunch for you guys, right? Like she knew. How are you prepping for this ritual, Stacy?
I think that first of all, I also go out to the van and get my equipment, which there
What?
are.
What?
Yes.
Did you
There
approve this
are-
equipment through me? Do I
did
have it
not.
registered MAC addresses? Do I know its
Oh, sweetie,
IPv6
it is
address?
all analog. I promise you that.
Oh, okay.
There are lots of
Books.
candles. There are some herbs to burn. There, maybe she's got some old like
Herb.
dowsing rods, all sorts of things. And kind of comes in. She's got like a little ritual cloth that she lays out and lights some candles. Maybe has one of those nice little incense burners where it's like the disc and you put the smelly goods on them. And she's like, all right, now that I am fueled up on hoagies and fudge and I'm feeling much better, I think maybe we just all sit here, hold hands, and I am going to call out to both Claudia and Christy, and see if maybe if it is just Christy, maybe I can reach Claudia on the other side and she can help bring her daughter home to her and her partner. Because I would hate for this poor child to get lost on her way there. I'll keep the toys going so that way she feels comforted and has something. Maybe if we can even bring in some more of y'all's electronic things that she can pull some energy from, that could be helpful as well. Plus, then maybe it'll give you some more proof, Jack.
Like, so what do you want like me to do, man? Like, do I just like stand here, or
If you can just sit right here by me, and we're gonna hold hands, and you just need to watch the show, and just like I said, hold hands. If you start feeling a little light or a little dizzy, that is normal. But just keep an open mind about you.
all right, like I'm a little out of my wheelhouse. Like by now, I've usually been chased by like some weird monster through like a bunch of rooms and doors and things. The fact that like some old dude hasn't shown up yet is a little bit throwing me right now. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, because I'm sorry, you were dealing with a bunch of bullshit. And what we deal with is a little more on the realistic side.
I like how actual ghosts falls on the more realistic side.
Well, in my line of work, yeah, you were
Okay.
dealing with charlatans.
I don't know what that's like.
Okay, so you set up this seance area. Did we get a winner for the random giveaway?
It was
Good.
me, and I already won that included in another thing. So maybe we're gonna roll it up again.
I'll leave that up to Blair to tell me what she wants to do.
She's gonna roll it again.
Rolling again.
Okay.
Drum roll.
Rollies.
Rolling.
So you set up your whole seance, your whole sitch, and you know that entries and exit ways are very important. So kind of like your choice place is kind of like that entry hall that has the opening to the train room, but also to the door, like the actual like portal out. And you gather everybody up, and you kind of have your batteries, your electronics that like power can be pulled from by these spirits, and if they are so there, and you make your preparations, and everybody sits down. And how do you lead them into this, and how do each of you add to or take away from this scene of calling to these spirits to release them from the house?
Yeah, I think I just start off like, well, I am very much going to be focusing on Christy herself, since I had the most contact with her, and helping her have her energy to be here fully, and maybe move on. I don't know if Jack, if maybe you were speaking to something else, if you could call out and maybe help get Claudia on the line.
Yeah. To get Claudia on the line, I'm going to tell Claudia about this wonderful organization called the Trevor Project, and that maybe not in the early 1900s was her lifestyle acceptable or talked about publicly, but today there are organizations that help people like her, and very important organizations that deserve support from charity groups. The Paranormal Hunters Organization is not a nonprofit, nor is it a charity group, but there are others.
But they also sell our ally. PHO is also an ally and supports however they can.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
We have a rainbow sticker.
They do donation matching. So if any member, the organization matches.
Yeah. So
that's how I'm helping this seance.
Okay.
Is by telling Claudia about the Trevor Project.
That's good to know. Women's lib was and rights were a big thing.
Yep, suffrage.
During this era too.
Yeah. I also thought we can vote now as well. Look, a lot's going for us.
Saying. How is Dwight helping or hindering?
Oh, Dwight is helping. Dwight is setting up equipment, saying, "Oh, great spirits, as you communicate to us, we will capture this information for infinity on digital."
Good energy, Dwight.
Bringing that energy, Dwight. And Monty.
Like, I'm a little, like skeptical about the whole thing, but like Stacy needs energy, so I am just eating fudge as fast as I can in support. I'm very like food motivated, so
Love it.
I'm gonna be the battery here. It's fudge, peppermint bark, a whole full another hoagie, just like all of it's going down.
Okay, Cool. So you set the scene. It is dark. You, in different ways, have reached out to the spirits in your own way. Some of you are, satiated with the amount of fudge you've eaten, and some of you aren't. And you, especially you, Stacey, get the feeling that comes over you that is just warmth. Like you feel this warmth, and then that extends out to all of you in this way. Like normally you're all talking about cold spots, and it's cold, and it's all of that. And then you have the teddy bear there, and it makes the light shines for a moment, and it beeps again, and you guys all see that, and none of you are around it. Like you have been keeping away from it. And then Jack, you hear just like over your shoulder, just like this, you hear it in your ear, just, really? Organizations to help? Like, and you hear it clearly in your ear.
Oh man, that's going in the evidence logs. Do I see it on the recorder? Like, does the recorder pick it up too?
You see the number, like the recorder number, like pop up one.
That's it. Yeah, just gonna hold that one in.
Mm-hmm. And it was very questioning. It was like, really?
Yes. Just very quietly under breath, just like, yes, it's true.
And
single tear.
Dwight, you see, like, you're watching everything, and you're seeing like these things that you've charged and you've taken care of so much, like the batteries. You know where all these batteries are.
No.
You're seeing the battery power of certain things.
No.
Just trying down. And Monty, you're eating your fudge.
I'm rolling for my batteries. No. Go on.
Monty, you're eating your fudge, and you're like, yeah, this is some shit. And you notice that the door is slightly ajar. Like, someone didn't close it when they came in, like the front door. So you're not surprised when the door like kind of blows open. Like, and not with a ton of force. It does things like the door blows open. And that warmth that all of you felt, you don't feel any cold. No cold comes in through that doorway. And you feel something pass through you, by you, around you. And it starts from where Jack is kind of in the back and pushes by him, and you smell this like sweet perfume, Jack. And then it kind of wafts over the rest of you. And then the motion sensor on the bear stops. And you see it tilt to the side slightly as you feel another like wind move. And this one's like more fresh, like cotton, like maybe rain on a summer's day. And it's youthful and full of vigor, this energy that you feel, and it run, and you feel it move towards the door. And these two sensations, they're there. And then at the end, outside on the walkway up to the house, you see just a light. There's just a light out there. And after a moment, that energy of warmth that you felt is gone. And instead you see 3 lights. And then they go out. And all is silent once more within the house.
Like, you guys, my dog is going to freak out when I tell him about this.
You have a dog?
What's your dog's name?
I sort of got into like a branding thing, and I can't actually say the dog's name like while we're recording.
After the investigation.
Yeah, I'll swing you by. You guys are like 420 cool, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that the house goes quiet and dark and feels at peace.
Wow.
I
There's only
love
one ghost
it.
left.
Hell yes.
There's only one ghost left, and it's the ghost of a marriage that has poor communication.
Whoa!
So, thank you everyone
Ghost
for
of the
playing. We are going to start the final giveaway
Heck
for the night.
What?
In the chat.
In the chat, this last giveaway is for the Deadland Weird West VTT for someone say
Foundry.
the word Foundry. Thank you. And this one is from Raven's Desk. This is the Lovecraft and Tesla. I have notes.
Did you say I could win a Tesla car? Is that what you just
Yes.
said?
No entree. No entry. So this is called Harold, Lovecraft and Tesla, Science Meets Fiction in the Roaring Twenties. So that you get that's from Raven Desk Games. You get the PDF of that and the physical copy if you enter into that giveaway right now. I myself think that's super baller, and I like history stuff.
Very cool.
But again, this whole event is for the Trevor Project, which we love and adore, and we are so happy to be helping support them and all teens that need an ally of some kind. I thank you very much to my players. I hope you had a good time.
Yeah, it was great.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. And
So much
Sam,
fun.
thank you. We're so happy that you got to play with us. We're so glad that you're going to be playing in a couple more of our games. So thank you
That's
very
right.
much for being here and being
My
part of
pleasure.
our community. What do we have coming up? Well, we let the giveaway run. Next, we will have a Morkborg next Friday with Scott, aka Zorn. And Dylan, who's a good friend of the show, and
Super dope.
Casey's going to be in that game. Zorn's a good friend. So come see that. We'll have giveaways that evening as well. And then next Saturday, to wrap everything up, we're going to be playing Cyberpunk Red. David will be there to wrap it up with us, as well as Mr. Stids. Thank you. And you don't know how to say it every time. And we'll have prizes then. To round out this weekend, we will have a $150 gift card giveaway. We will get that details out to that winner on Monday. And then next weekend, we will have the giveaways on both days, the $150 giveaway to Drive Through RPG from Ronaldus, and then the culmination, the final, the last pitch for right now about deities and demigods. Give it to me, Rich.
You know, if you just really want to have a little bit of history and just have a little bit of something on your bookshelf that you just can't find, where'd it go? It's over here. You need to donate $20 so you have the chance of getting a hold of this treasure of TSR. Don't even think about all the lawsuits that are going on right now. Just get the book. Donate $20.
It's a different TSR.
Different one. There's like 4 of them now, I think.
Yeah.
All vying.
It's all a mess.
In a Highlander style legal battle. They're all trying to be the only one.
And only one is going to be the only one. And that's the one with the most money.
Yeah.
But yes, so that is our final prize. And thank you, Rich, very much for donating that to the cause. Ethan, I think, are we good to end the giveaway?
Sure, yeah. While I'm doing that, another thing about that Morkborg game is I think Scott's going to be using an application called Vorpal Board, where he's actually got terrain set up IRL, and there's like a camera overlay or whatever, and so like the players get to just point at spots on the terrain and he moves the minis. So it's like this whole weird mixed reality situation. Scott's wild with the terrain, so
Scott loves his miniatures.
Pick our winner. Oh, it looks like it's Blair.
It's Blair.
Look at that.
Canadian
She does. She is doing
moves.
so much behind the scenes for us. It's very much deserved. And I also, that's a good shout out to the rest of the crew at HSC that is helping us put this together. So Taylor, Ethan, Rich, David, Lyman, Casey, and then Gavin, Mike R, everybody. Thank you so much. Sam, thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
Thank you to all of our guests. Everybody go out and just love each other and be good to each other. And
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Tell people you're
Happy
not just
holidays.
friends.
We'll see you Wednesday.
May all your rolls be crits.
Have fun and play well, guys.
Don't be a dick.
Bye. Don't be a dick.